Hey, it's that time again. We are going live, or we are live right now, and we are talking about Proverbs because this is Pride Month for the world. So this is Pride Month for us. And before we start, I want to test out my microphone. Make sure that is working. Hey, it's that time again. Pride Month for the world. So this is Pride Month. It's working for us. So in talking about pride for us, the Christian people, in Proverbs 11:2, it says, pride leads to disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. And so we are talking about the Proverbs. We are in Proverbs, and we are in the Passion Translation. And our Proverbs and our pride means, not our Proverbs, our pride. P is for Proverbs, R is revealing, I is important, D is for decisions, and E is every day. So we need to have wisdom every day for our decisions that we make. And we're going to kind of jump all over the place because we only have one more video because there's only 1 week left. And we're coming on here once a week and doing these live sessions. And you would think it would get easier, but it really doesn't get easier doing this. But it's fun, so I'm glad you've joined us today. And we're going to go ahead and start in chapter 10. And this is Proverbs wisdom for today. The wisdom of Solomon. When wisdom comes to a son, joy comes to a father. When a son turns from wisdom, a mother grieves. Gaining wealth through dishonesty is no gain at all, but honesty brings you a lasting happiness. The Lord satisfies the longings of the wicked, what their souls crave, but we need to walk in the Spirit. Slackers will know what it means to be poor, while the hard worker becomes wealthy. Know the importance of the season you're in, and a wise son will be. But what a waste when an incompetent son sleeps through his day of opportunity. I think one time or another in our own life, we've kind of slept through the day of opportunity. You know, opportunities come probably every day, more than you even realize it, and you're like, oh man, I slept through that one. Well, let's not sleep through it. Let's know what your season, it says, know the importance of the season you're in. So know what season you're in and make it better by giving yourself wisdom. Let's see, we're going to go down to verse 6. The lover of God is enriched beyond belief, but the evil man only curses his luck. And that means the mouth of the wicked covers violence. The reputation of the righteous becomes sweet memorial to him, while the wicked life only leaves a rotten stench. The heart of the wise will easily accept instruction, but those who do all the talking are too busy to listen and learn. They'll just keep stumbling ahead into the mess they created. The one who walks in integrity will experience a fearless godfidence, which is a confidence, that would be godfidence, in life, but the one who is devious will eventually be exposed. The troublemaker always has a clever plan and won't look you in the eye, but the one who speaks correction honestly can be trusted to make peace. The teachings of the lovers of God are like living truth flowing from the fountain of life, but the words of the wicked hide an ulterior motive. They're always up to something. There's always something behind what they're doing. You have to be cautious, and if you have wisdom, you know this. In verse 12, hatred keeps old quarrels alive, but love draws a veil over every insult. And that also means love will cover up offenses against us, but never our own offenses. We need to walk in love. Oh, I guess this had more verse. I'm doing these little sheets again, and it's kind of hard. They don't have this on the internet, the Passion Translation, because I thought I can go copy and paste it. But see, I have all these little notes where I can go down. This is my Bible that I copied. And I copy this and copy the little notes down at the bottom. Well, I can't find that anywhere. So that's why I'm having to copy them out in big print. Or I'm going to have my head in your face reading the Bible. Okay, let's go back to verse 12. Hatred keeps old quarrels alive, but love draws a veil over insult and finds a way to make sin disappear. Words of wisdom flow from the one with true discernment. But to the heartless, words of wisdom becomes like rods beating their own backside. Wise men don't divulge all that they know, but chattering fools blurt out words that bring them to the brink of ruin. A rich man's wealth becomes like a citadel of strength, but the poverty of the poor leaves the security in shambles. The lovers of God earn their wages for a life of righteousness, but the wages of the wicked are squandered on a life of sin. If you readily receive correction, you're walking on the path to life, but if you reject rebuke, you're guaranteed to go astray. Verse 18. The one who hides his hatred while pretending to be your friend is nothing but a liar, but the one who slanders you behind your back proves that he's a fool, never to be trusted. I love this one. It's verse 19. If you keep talking, it won't be long before you're saying something wrong. Prove you're wise from the very start. Just bite your tongue and be strong. Sometimes it's hard to be strong. Even on Facebook, we want to comment on people's posts, and how many times have I posted something and deleted because I know I'm not supposed to be writing that. So bite your tongue. Watch your fingers. Hey, we have a viewer. Yay. It's good to see you. We're in verse 20 of chapter 10 of Proverbs. The teachings of the godly ones are like pure silver, bringing words of redemption to others. But the heart of the wicked is corrupt. The lovers of God feed many with their teachings, but the foolish ones starve themselves for lack of an understanding heart. True enrichment comes from the blessing of the Lord, with rest and contentment in knowing that it all comes from Him. The fool finds fun in planning to do wrong. Sorry, not the tool, the fool. The fool finds fun in planning to do wrong, but the wise delight in having discernment. The lawless are haunted by their fears, and what they dread will come upon them, but the longings of the lovers of God will all be fulfilled. The wicked are blown away by every stormy wind, but when a catastrophe comes, the lovers of God have a safe anchor. To trust a lazy person to get a job done will be as irritating as smoke in your eyes and as enjoyable as a toothache. You know, have you ever had somebody say, I want to help you, and so you tell them what to do, and then they don't do it, and so then you're going to have to do it yourself? Whew, that's like irritating as smoke in your eyes, and as enjoyable as a toothache, which is not very enjoyable. In verse 27, living in the worship and the awe of God will bring you many years of contented living. So how could the wicked ever expect to have a long, happy life? I don't know. Verse 28, lovers of God have a joyful feast of gladness, but the ungodly see their hope vanish right before their eyes. The beautiful ways of God are a safe resting place for those who have integrity, but to those who work wickedness, the ways of God spell doom. God's lever can never be greatly shaken, but the wicked will never inherit the covenant blessings. The teaching of the righteous are loaded with wisdom, but the words of the evil ones are crooked and perverse. Words that bring delight pour from the lips of the godly, but the words of the wicked are a word, I don't know what it means, duplicitous. We are in chapter 11. And this is how we're going to live in righteousness. Dishonest business practice is something that Yahweh truly hates, but it pleases Him when we apply the right standards of measurement. So when you're in business, do the right thing. It's easy to do. If you say you're going to be somewhere, be there when you say you're going to be there. You know, don't misquote somebody, or not misquote, but don't tell somebody you have this work to do, give me this much money, and then it comes down to it, and then you ask for more. So be honest in your practices and with your standards of measurement. Be right, don't change. When you act with presumption, this is verse 2 in chapter 11 of Proverbs. When you act with presumption, convinced that you're right, don't be surprised if you fall flat on your face. But humility leads to wisdom. Integrity will lead you to success, but treachery will destroy your dreams. When judgment days come, all the wealth of the world won't help you one bit. So be in righteousness, for that's the only thing that can save you in death. Those with good character walk on a smooth path with no detour or deviation. But the wicked keep falling because of their own wickedness. Integrity will keep a good man from falling, but the unbeliever is trapped, held captive to his sinful desires. You know, we can come out of those sinful desires, and that's what happens. So we do get trapped in there, and it's almost like a struggle to get out because you're trapped and you feel like you can't get out, and there's no way to get out, and there's no hope. But there is hope, and there's a way to get out. And if you need help, get a hold of somebody. You can even email us. You can call us, and I'll give you the number after you email us. You know, we'll help you. There is help, and there's hope. So never think that there's not. When an evil man dies, this is verse 7, all hope is lost, for his misplaced confidence goes in the coffin, buried along with him. The righteous are snatched away from trouble, and the wicked show up in their place. The teachings of hypocrites can destroy you, but revelation knowledge will rescue the righteous, or the righteous will be strengthened. That's why we need revelation knowledge. The blessing that rests on the righteous release strength and favor to the entire city, but shouts of joy will be heard when the wicked one dies. We're going to go down to verse 12. To quarrel with a neighbor is senseless. Bite your tongue, be wise, and keep quiet. I love this version. It's so funny. It says, verse 13, you can't trust true gossipers with a secret. They'll just go blab it all. Put your confidence instead in a trusted friend, for he will be faithful to keep it in confidence. People lose their way without wise leadership, but a nation succeeds and stands in victory when it has many good counselors to guide it. And this is the reason we have got to pray for our peoples and leaders. We have to pray for our government, our areas, communities, people, whoever is in leadership. We need to pray for them, even the pastors of our churches, because it says people lose their way without wise leadership. We need to have people in leadership that have wisdom from God to know what they need to be doing. In verse 15, the evil man will do harm when confronted by a righteous man because he hates those who await good news. A gracious, generous woman will be honored with a splendid or glorious reputation, but the woman who hates the truth lives with disgrace and is surrounded by men who are cutthroats, only greedy for money. And that means the lazy are going to lack, but the diligent support themselves financially. Now, ladies, I'm going to stop right here and tell you, you need to make sure who you marry, because that man, if you are listening to his lies and thinking it's the truth, and then he happens to move in with you or whatever the case, and he starts living off of you, and he's wanting your money to pay for his stuff when you hardly even have money, get away from that man. I'm telling you, that's not the way the man's supposed to be. It says, 17, a man of kindness attracts favor, while a cruel man attracts nothing but trouble. Evil people may get a short-term gain or wages of deception. They're deceiving you. But to sow seeds of righteousness will bring a true and lasting reward. And that's what you want, somebody that lives in true righteousness. A son of righteousness experiences the abundant life, but the one who pursues evil hurries to his own death. The Lord can't stand the stubborn heart bent toward evil, but he treasures those whose ways are pure or wholehearted. You know, we try to be pure, and sometimes we think, well, I'm not good enough for God, but see, we're wholehearted. It has to do with your heart, and he knows your heart, and as long as you love him and do everything that he asks you to do and keep doing that, you're wholehearted and you're pure. Verse 21, assault your neighbor and you will certainly be punished, but God will rescue the children of the godly. A beautiful woman who abandons good morals is like a fine gold ring dangling from a pig's snout. True lovers of God are filled with longings for what is pleasing and good, but the wicked can only expect doom. Generosity brings prosperity, but withholding from charity brings poverty. I love this. This is verse 25. Those who live to bless others will have blessings heaped upon them, and the one who pours out his life to pour out blessings will be saturated with favor. People will curse the businessman with no ethics, but the one with a social conscience receives praise from all. And it also says down here that one who withholds produce will be cursed, but blessings will be on the head of the one who sells it. Living your life, seeking what is good for others, brings untold favor. if you are in a state of depression, or if you get oppressed, depressed, well, let me just tell you what it is. Well, it's Satan lying to you for one thing, but you're mostly thinking about yourself. Now, I want you to think about yourself for a minute. Isn't that what you're thinking about yourself? And that's why you get depressed, because you think, nobody loves me and things don't go my way. Me, 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 me. And so you get yourself in a state of you don't even love you, so you think nobody else loves you. And so you're down in the dumps. Let me tell you how to get out of that. Well, for one thing, stop thinking about those thoughts, but get out there and do something nice for somebody else. Because it says living your life seeking what is good for others brings untold favor. And it also says those who live to bless others will have a blessing heaped upon them. So go out and do something else for somebody else and stop thinking about yourself and see how you start to change. In verse 29, the fool who brings trouble to his own family will be cut out of the will, and the family servant will do better than he. But a life lived loving God bears lasting fruit. For the one who is truly wise wins souls. If the righteous are barely saved, what's in store for the wicked? You know, Proverbs is just, it's an awesome, awesome book of the Bible. And this Passion Translation is really, really cool. If you can just get a hold of that and just read through Proverbs. I mean, it's full of wisdom. And that's what God wants us to have. Wisdom, wisdom, and ask for wisdom. That's what he says. If you want wisdom, ask for it. Just ask for wisdom. And we're going to just stop there today. And I just appreciate you watching us. If you would like our videos, if you can share them, do all that fun stuff, okay? And I appreciate you watching, and we will be back next week. See you then.